I'm going to talk about the first kilometre. I'm Kathy from Hot Women Running.
Hot Women Running!
The dreaded first kilometre of any distance, whether you're running for the first time or whether you're running for the 100th time, the first kilometre always marks a hard distance for me, because I'm coming from 0 to 1,000 metres. That's 1 kilometre of distance. And I'm spelling out the word because K just makes it sound too short. So whether I'm marathon fit or whether I'm 5K fit, that first kilometre for me is always the hardest of all. Just to go back a decade on time, when my first time at running was really, really challenging, because my husband was one of those exercise phobics, and quite literally, he jumps when he runs. So he'd bounce in front of me and go, come, come, come. And all I wanted to do was, first of all, murder him if I'd had the energy. And then the second of all was just to go back immediately home and lie on the couch, where I'd been for the last 8-9 years. So I was quite comfortable there. So when it came to actually doing the first kilometre, which was the marking of my 10 year of running, I realised that I needed distractions. So what I did was I went on a fun run, because I am a very visual person, I'm a very imaginative person. So at the end of the day, I needed stimulus to take my mind off of everything. Because if running on my own, and I proved it again this morning, by the time 500 metres has passed, I'm aware of a really loud noise, which you might be too. And that loud noise is my heart, which is dislocated from its nice comfortable place in the chest to right up between my ears. And all I can hear is the dong dong, dong dong. And then so now the dung dung was replaced by a doggy barking. The joys of filming at home. That dung dung noise ended up signaling to my brain that I should immediately turn home. Luckily for me, it was about the same distance home. So when I did get home, the first time I ever did my first kilometre was like this feeling of accomplishment, and I call it the runner's high, which in later years, as I got running fit, it happens more and more. So whether I come back from recovery in my first 5K, it feels like, oh yes, I can do this. And then the next day you go back out, or I went back out, and it feels like I've never run again. So the first K is a bit of a misnomer because it sounds so short and easy and light, but whether I'm marathon fit, and there's another dimension to that, because when I go and do races, there is a tendency to get caught up in the excitement, the nerves itching to get going, and people tend to start out too fast, particularly guys, but there had been a race or two when I started out too fast, and that first kilometre just takes its toll, and by the time I come to 5, I feel like I'm paced. So I've actually learned to treat the first kilometre with a lot of respect. This morning was a beautiful morning because we've had a really good soaking, everything looked nice and bright, but it's still 1,000 metres, which if I'm taking 1 metre a step, which can't be, it means there's a hell of a lot of steps. So if you're going out to start running, or whether you're a seasoned runner, just know that the first kilometre is always going to be a challenge. But after all, it does become worth it.